coming to what you are doing, right, and what you have been doing, giving your 100%, to talk about your journey as as an angel investor. You've invested in probably 10, around 10 plus
10 plus
startups, right? Run us through your process as an individual, okay, not as a MA team member. As an individual, because I think you've been investing since quite a few years. It's not after you joined MA, I guess. I think it's been before
So
also.
no, so startups I've invested only after joining MA.
After joining MA, individually.
Yeah, individually.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what is your individual process when you are looking at a startup? How do you, of course, you get a lot of leads and you get a lot of referrals to invest. So, the supply is never the problem. But then, what are your checks? What do you look at when you are investing?
So, I think for me, this very, very simple check is, do I think that this founder will deliver what they are talking to me about? Because very, very honestly, at a very basic level for such young companies, the founder is the cornerstone. Founders, the team basically. So can this team actually go out and build what they are committing? One is, do I believe it? And the second is, do I like what they are building? I think at a personal level, these are the two parameters that I look at. One should look at some of the other aspects in terms of the financials, the projections, etc. But then that every investor will do. So nobody is really going to say कि हाँ मतलब ये शक्ल अच्छी लग रही है तो मैं पैसे डाल देता हूँ.
And that is also very subjective and
it's subjective. It's very very subjective.
How an investor perceives it. For someone, it would like even $1 billion would be less. For someone, that would be like, hey, what nonsense? How are you going to achieve that?
Of course.
So it could be different for different people.
It's very subjective. It's very individual. At an individual level, investing is also about your risk profile. In terms of, do you want to take this amount of risk or not? Especially at the early stage, I think these are the 3 or 4. There are no short bets. There is no algorithm which can tell you कि हाँ ये unicorn बनेगा. अगर कोई ऐसा बोल रहा है तो I definitely want to meet this person.
And invest in him.
Invest in him.
In his platform.
हाँ, but I have not seen that. You will go wrong because simply there is no way of predicting whether, again, just to take a step back, a company's success is dependent on a lot of external forces as well, apart from the internal ingredients that they are putting into the mix. तो अब external forces की किसने guarantee ली है कि everything will fall into place exactly the way it should? So then what is the strategic bent of mind that this group of individuals has? Will they be able to adapt to the situation, navigate whatever path comes their way, which they have not predicted? I think that to a large extent should contribute to the success of an idea or a very, very young company.
But initially, how can you figure out?
No, so your bets can go wrong. That's what I'm saying. It is not that मैं ये बोल रही हूँ तो आई एम सम सूटसेयर एंड मेरे पास कोई क्रिस्टल बॉल है और मैं उसमें देख के बोल सकती हूँ कि हाँ ये इट्स अगेन अ प्रोबेबिलिटी गेम. आई थिंक हैविंग बीन अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ मैथ फॉर अ वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम, it is a probability game. It's a probability of success. Some of them will be 0-1 games where you know that you are definitely taking a risk and actually taking a bet without, it's a 0 or 1 kind of probability. So it really depends, and it's very, very individual. Your mindset at that point in time also matters. Today I might think differently about one company. Today I might think differently about it 10 days later. So do I want to sleep on it and then decide?
Yeah, valid point. I'm a big cricket fan, and a Kolkata Knight Riders fan in IPL, right?
So, nice.
Yeah,
so you're a happy person.
I'm a very happy person today. And I'm a big fan of Gautam Gambhir as a player and as a leader. So in his interview, one of the interviews recently, he mentioned that when he is picking up his team, when he's picking up people, like in the auction and stuff like that, right? What makes his job easier as a leader is that he likes to invest into resources or people which have similar characteristics as him. so that he does not have to really go out there to mold them or to literally coach them into being something or how to perform on the field. Like cricketing skills to unko pata hai because they're
That is a given, right? I mean,
but
they wouldn't
mindset wise and little bit personality wise or little bit approach wise towards the game. So and what he meant is that who is willing to give it all on the field, who is willing to go all in, and if it is the hard way, you go the hard way. If it is to stand up for your team member, you have to stand up for your team member, right? So his personality is such in media. I don't know how much you follow
but
Gautam
I've heard it,
Gambhir
yeah.
India, but his personality or his perception is such that he's a very serious person. He does not smile much, or he will be very in your face, in interviews or on the field or something or whatever, right? So this was something. Do you also, when you are investing in a startup, do you try to look in a very softer aspect? I know it does not come out very clearly in 2-3 meetings or something, but do you also try to find that अच्छा ये कोई founder है जिसका somewhere that characteristic is something which I can blend with, or he can blend, or she can blend with my, so एक resonate करने में difficulty नहीं होगी. I can really resonate with this person. We are having some kind of similarities in our characteristics and the way we approach business or in the way we approach a certain situation. Do you try to do that?
According to me, I don't think that would work with either investment opportunities or with building a team.
Okay.
Today, I have an investment team of 20 people.
Okay.
All of us come from diverse backgrounds, diverse mindsets. I think it is that diversity that actually runs the show. Imagine if everybody thought, I mean, in the investing context, imagine if all 30 of us thought the same way. So that means if one person's process fails, everybody is more or less likely to fail. So I think in this particular field, whether it is your team or whether it is the startups that you are picking, you have to appreciate the different thought processes that people bring. I would also encourage my peers and other VCs to look for diverse hiring practices. Putting the same type, a bunch of same type of people together may yield good results in certain circumstances, but from my limited experience of being in this space, I don't think that is the right way to go, and definitely not for investing either.
But do you think that is happening in VCs right now, that they don't look at diverse hiring practices or something?
I don't want to comment on it. I really don't know because I don't.
Not to say any specific names or something,
no, but even,
do you think?
No, I think in fact,
generic manner, is it something which is happening today?
No, I think that's the beauty of this space today. If you look at any 4 or 5 funds, you will find that people who have set it up have completely different backstories. People they've hired as their key team members would have a tangential story to their own. Like even if it's 2 friends setting up a fund, they would have typically gone through different experiences in life and then come together and work together. So I think in fact of all the financial ecosystems that exist, because the early stage requires you to constantly think of out of the box and evolve your thought process for you to be able to be successful. I think this is a space where maximum people are hired for their ability to analyze, to deliver, and to be able to adapt to situations. And one would think that the same skill sets need to apply to the founders that we like to work with. So they need not, again, the adaptability comes in different forms, the analytical skills comes in different forms. Nahi to it would be so simple na, ek college kar lo ki all VCs have to study here. Without it, you have to do this only.
So standard template you have to follow and go ahead.
Certain industries require it, so I don't, I'm not against the templatization, but I would like to think that this is also, especially investing at the early stage, also has a layer of individual opinion, creativity, and it is an art at the end of the day. More than a science, it is an art. So it's a craft that you learn. You probably hone your craft by continuously talking to people, listening to people. Today, आप ये 4 बुक पढ़ के आप कुछ नहीं सीख पाओगे इसमें. You will know the definitions. जो किसी को मतलब ही नहीं है, कोई आपको पूछने वाला भी नहीं कि डेफिनेशन क्या है.
हाँ.
So it's in that context it's different. It's an art and which has a science behind it, but it's more of an art. So again, investing is also an art at the early stage. So one has to keep it diverse. Is
I
my
think at
view.
any stage investment is an art, whether it's stock markets, whether it's
So I think more structured investments would have more
little bit
rule based,
science.
a little bit more structure to
Structured,
it, and you are able to put
little
things
more
in baskets.
logical reasoning you can give yourself before investing.
Absolutely.
I think here, more than logic, as you said, the art part and just to
And the
go
art,
with your gut.
the art comes from logic anyway. So if you don't have a very
But
good
you have to go
analytical
with
bent
your
of
gut.
mind,
You don't have numbers to prove. You don't
here
have,
you would stick out your neck a lot more because you take an individual call, and irrespective of how the company does, you have to live with it for a very long time.